Hello, my name is Christine and I run a vintage shop called Prima Treasures on Etsy. Today, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and I have given myself a bit of a rule not to feature things that are part of my personal collection, but with the holidays and everything, um, I don't have a whole lot of new items to show off. So I decided I would show off this object that I own. Um, and essentially, you can see here, it's just from the outside, it looks like a box. But what it actually is a music player. So I'm going to open it up so you can see inside. And hopefully, you can tell that in here is a metal disc. Now, before they had record players, they had contraptions like this. And essentially, what we're looking at is a box, and it does have an arm similar to what you'd see in a record player. And the metal disc spins around when you activate it. And but instead of like speakers and all of that, um, it actually operates to a certain extent like a music box. So I'm going to turn it on and show what that would look like so you can get a sense of how the machine works. And of course, we have a malfunction. There we go. Okay, so I was waiting for the music to stop playing because it does have a somewhat of an auto off feature when it spins around. Once it does one full spin, it turns itself off. So hopefully you could take away from that that it sounds like a music box, although certainly more elaborate than the types of music boxes we're used to. And I'm going to take this off to show that. Well, I will try to remove the disc and show you uh, that it has a lot of little holes all across this very large disc. And then there are pins in the machine that go up through the holes to determine the note that it's going to play. And then down here in the bottom half of the machine are, I believe, 8 or more bells that the pins will cause to be struck when the correct pin is lined up with the holes. So essentially, it's probably similar to the really old carousel rides that we would sometimes see at different fairs and that kind of thing. But this is the type of thing that a family might buy so they could have music in their home before record players were an object, that regular people could own. And honestly, definitely before they were even really invented. So, in terms of what people might do to listen to music prior to the records being invented, it would have been something like this. There were several variations on this theme, some of which had little like cylinder shaped discs that would go in here, but they all worked on the same principle of having um, holes or pins that would strike and that would activate a bell, and the bell would make a tone, and that's how they would build the musical composition. So anyway, um, this is not the kind of thing that you're likely to see floating around. You probably have to actively search for it, which is another one of the reasons that I was hesitant to go into it. But it's such an interesting object, and it's not impossible that you would see such a thing. So I wanted to talk about it just because I think they're really interesting and surprisingly elaborate for the time frame they were made, like the late 1800s to the early 1900s. And for that reason, I think they're interesting regardless of whether you personally can own one, because they just show the progression of history in terms of, you know, what the different ways that we try to get music into our lives. So, anyway, have a nice new year. Happy holidays, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.